Gold to $75,000 an ounce. Silver to, wait, am I reading this right? $60,000 an ounce? Is this guy nuts? Did you know that SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2023 Silver Eagles? Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching Yankee Stacking. If you get value out of what I'm about to say, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If it really makes you think, share it with others. Okay, one of my wonderful subscribers emailed me a link to a Robert Kiyosaki tweet, or whatever the company formerly known as Twitter now calls them. I guess it's posts, maybe, whatever. It contains some price predictions I want to cover with you and a really big concern that I need to address. First off, if you're not familiar with who Robert Kiyosaki is, he's a Japanese-American entrepreneur, a businessman, an author. He founded the Rich Dad Company based off his very popular Rich Dad, Poor Dad series of books. I'm sure some of you out there listening have read. And he has a very popular YouTube channel where he provides financial education. Mr. Kiyosaki has a really cool life story. I like him. I watch him. He can sometimes be a bit over the top with his self-promotion, but, you know, I'm a fellow YouTuber, so I kind of get it. He's made much of his wealth through real estate, and he is a gold and silver bug. I connect with both of those things, real estate investment strategies and gold and silver. I love both of those. However, I do take issue with a few things he just said in a post on X. Let's read it first, and then I'll break it down for you. Bitcoin to 100K, saying for years, gold and silver, God's money. Bitcoin, people's money. Bad news if stock and bond market crash, gold and silver skyrocket. Worse news if world economy crashes, Bitcoin $1 million, gold $75,000, silver to $60,000. Savers of fake US dollars effed. Debt too high, mom, pop, and kids in trouble. Hope I am wrong. Please take care. Now, there's a lot of meat in there, a little bit of fluff. It all got me fired up. When I first read it, poor Mrs. Yankee was like, whoa, hon, what's gotten into you? And I'm like, I got to go make a video. So let's break it down. First, I'm not going to address his Bitcoin prediction, nor am I even going to discuss Bitcoin or other crypto to any length in this video. I've done videos on Bitcoin and crypto in the past. You can check out the playlist right up there if you want. But my opinion on Bitcoin has not changed one bit. It's not the people's money that Robert Kiyosaki claims here. It's not even money. It's a digital token fostering a get-rich-quick pyramid scheme. It's the mother of all bubbles. Buying Bitcoin is not investing. It's gambling. And Robert Kiyosaki should know that. I've said it for years now, and I'm going to say it again. Stop gambling with your money. All right, he is right in saying that gold and silver are God's money, real money with intrinsic value, okay, that you can tangibly do something with, that has stood the test of time. We're talking millennia here, but not Bitcoin. Let's go to the next section. Bad news if stock and bond market crash, gold and silver skyrocket. Not necessarily. The dollar price of gold and silver are not largely correlated to the stock market. It's less about the stock market and more about the US dollar. As the dollar falls or fails, precious metals tend to rise. This stuff is insurance. It's not an investment, not in a traditional sense of that word. I might sound like a broken record, but too often, especially with younger people, they look at silver and gold as a way to get rich, and it isn't. Because usually whatever you gain in the spot price of gold and silver is lost to inflation over time. So as far as the stock and bond markets are concerned, we can either get a massive market crash, a meltdown, which Robert Kiyosaki refers to here, or in the case of the stock market specifically, we could get a melt up when inflation runs wild and it's reflected in the price of equities. Just think of the Caracas stock market in Venezuela. Now, he's right in saying that we're facing some bad news, but don't think that just because the markets blow up that your stack is going to skyrocket, as he says. If the Federal Reserve sticks with their well-worn playbook and comes in to rescue us from the disaster that's coming, cutting interest rates, printing currency, buying up toxic assets, the dollar will get crushed. And that is what will drive the dollar price of gold and silver up. The value of goods and services priced in precious metals will largely stay constant. All right, let's go on. Worse news, if the world economy crashes, Bitcoin 1 million, gold 75,000, silver to 60,000. Yeah, no, this is what really fired me up. Bitcoin to 1 million. I'm not even going to address that insanity, but gold to $75,000, silver to 60,000. As I told Timothy G, who emailed me this whole Kiyosaki post, that would mean a loaf of bread may cost around $10,000. That is some serious hyperinflation. Do I see that? Maybe, but not super likely. I could definitely see silver headed to triple digits in this decade. Should I think I could live to see $250 an ounce silver? That's roughly a 10x change. And concurrently, that would mean a loaf of bread would be running around $25 a loaf, given that the average cost of bread right now is $2.50 a loaf. $25, that's tough times indeed. Now, why am I even talking about loaves of bread? Well, partly because it's a biblical example. As I also mentioned in my reply to Timothy, Revelation 6:6 states that eventually a quart of wheat will cost a whole day's wages. Out of a quart of wheat, you can make a loaf of bread. So considering the median wage for workers in the U.S. in 2022 was about $54,000 a year per the Bureau of Labor Statistics, that's roughly $250 for a loaf of bread. 100x. Silver could hit $2,500 an ounce if that happens, but $60,000 an ounce, even $75,000 for gold. Robert, come on. That's really extreme. Frankly, I think it's uncalled for. It just feeds the frenzy that I talked about earlier, the get-rich frenzy. Just stop, Robert, okay? One other thing, guys. When the world economy crashes, we're going to see other things happen. The loss of the U.S. dollar's reserve currency status, a potential rescue attempt by the likes of the IMF, a monetary reset that will, I think, sadly include the proliferation and mandatory adherence to central bank digital currencies. By the way, that will essentially obliterate the necessity of, the demand for, and eventually the legality of Bitcoin. It's going to take over everything, sadly. This is the scenario that I'm prepper stacking for, a black market economy where silver is used directly for goods and services, and gold is a way to hold on to some of your wealth through this economic storm. So let me finish up the tweet or post. Savers of fake US dollars effed. True. I agree. Debt too high. Yeah, sovereign debt, municipal debt, corporate debt, personal debt. all through the roof and going higher. Americans just passed $1 trillion in credit card debt. That's insanity done both to Americans by the Fed and our government, but also by Americans with horrible saving and spending habits. It's got to end. It will end. It's going to end badly, as Robert Kiyosaki states, with mom, pop, and kids in trouble. That is right. That's not pessimism. That's being a realist. I'm optimistic about many things in my life. I'm optimistic about my ultimate destiny and the ultimate prep I have in Jesus Christ. But when it comes to the way our country is operating fiscally and monetarily, I'm using facts, guys, and it is bleak. No, I do not want to be right about the future price of gold and silver, nor the demise of the U.S. dollar or of our first world way of life in the U.S. Along with it, I, like Robert, hope I am wrong. I no more want to make use of my precious metal wealth insurance any more than my auto insurance. But we must be wise and prepare. That's why I stack silver and gold. I hope you enjoyed my video breakdown and discussion. Please, again, hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, I hope your day is A-OK.